Coming up in this week's album review podcast.
Like, in broader terms, just normal, like, metal music, like old school metal.
Classic shit.
In broader terms, wank.
Gonna ignore that. I feel like this is the first time an album has actually drawn me in enough to go, these lyrics are fucking amazing. I think this is lyrically one of the best written albums ever. Then he ascended to an eternal happiness. That was his whole
Oh, fucking hell. This is what I mean. It's just typical metal lyrics. I don't get how it's any better than any...
typical
because
metal
it's not
lyrics.
screamed, that's why.
That's literally it.
Lyrically, it is chef's kiss. 69 facts you'll only appreciate
Nice.
if you're gay. No, as you're immature. One of the most interestingly written.
Okay, what's Granite about?
Of all time. Granite?
Yeah.
It's about being a body in a passenger seat, isn't it?
You have no fucking idea what the lyrics are about.
No, but they're still fucking amazing. I don't know what any song's about. But... Hello, and welcome to Album Review, where we review music. I am Joe. That is Aidan. That is Will. That is Denver.
I've just realised
We're in the wrong places.
We're in the wrong place because Joe changed his name.
It's me! It's me, because I changed my name.
Joe, you're going to have to change your name.
Quickly change your
I'm
name,
doing
Joe.
it midstream. Here we go.
Yeah, because it should just switch us, right?
I mean, I also like.
I did think, like...
Will is a big fan of red pandas.
What am I on?
You're normally
You're
first.
You're on
Will's.
mine.
Am I in Wales?
Yeah.
Am I a bear?
It wasn't
What
until
is your
Joe
name
pointed
normally?
that I noticed that we were in the wrong place.
It's usually creamy streamy, but it's now why do you come? Keanu Reeves meme. I don't know if this will just
I
change
don't
it.
understand why you'd have why do you come.
There you go.
It's not. I don't understand the joke, Joe.
No, I just done it. No,
It's not very
no,
funny.
not very funny, is it?
Who said this? Someone said
Big up Michael.
Big up Michael.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but that's no humour, Michael.
We're back in the right
That's
place.
what we call him. That's his name. No humour, Michael.
When you need
Absolutely no
seriousness.
fun, Michael. Zero bitches, Michael.
Nice. The technical difficulties have been fixed. Today, we are reviewing Sleep Token. Take Me Back to Eden.
Woo!
Did anyone else always think that when it said Eden, I was just thinking of that artist we did Eden?
Yeah, I did kind of.
EXO.
Yeah, a little bit.
Was that their
Yeah,
album?
exactly.
So that's the one. That's the
I
one.
was thinking about the cheese. Take me back to Edam.
I like Edam cheese.
Take Me Back to Brie.
What about Gouda cheese?
Take
Good.
Brie back to Edam.
What's that one? That's
Take-
like,
Take Brie back to Larson.
what? Oh, nice. What's that one that's like camel thumb?
Brennan
Camembert.
Brennan
Camembert?
Cramples Crunch.
Benedict
take him-
Krampus Grunt.
Take Me Back
Isn't
to
that the
Camembert.
guy that plays Sherlock?
That's the one.
Breaded Camembert.
Breaded. Yeah, breaded camel.
No, that's Robert Downey Jr., Oscar winner.
Ah, of course. Yeah.
First,
how could I be so
discombobulate.
stupid?
Then discombobulate. Finally, discombobulate.
This album.
Yes.
I really love this album. And I mean, I really, really love this album. Like, this
Really?
generally might be one of my favorite albums of all time. That's how much.
Oh
I
my
love
god.
Oh
it.
my
Dude,
God.
I've watched so many reviews
That-
back and you've said that so many
says
times.
it all
You're
the
so
time.
biased.
This might
So
be
biased.
the first time
I
I've
don't
ever
think-
said this.
Can we also just say,
Yeah.
Joe, 2 album reviews ago, gave
Yeah.
a 9.5.
Wait, who was that for?
Clinton Kane.
Oh,
Did I
for
give that a
fuck's sake.
9.9?
Yeah.
9.5.
I bet you haven't even
9.5.
fucking listened to it since, have you?
I actually have.
Have
I've
you
listened to
bollocks?
my-
Have you
I've listened to
bollocks?
myself.
We
I
all
actually
said it was a
There we
bit
go.
shit and you stuck by
I
it.
can't even.
I can't remember a single song on that album.
I can't remember a single song off the album.
To be fair, maybe I overrated that one.
Wasn't the one called like Chicken Nuggets or
looking
something?
back on things.
Chicken
Yeah.
tendies. or
Chicken
something.
tendies.
tendies.
That's it. That's all
Anyway.
I remember.
let's just forget about my previous ratings and
Done.
focus
White.
on this one.
Off the map. line in the sand. What's going on in your head right now, Joe?
This album's incredible because not only is it just pure talent across the board, it's so refreshing to hear. There's no other metal album that sounds like this, that does all the genres like this. You know, he does the rapping, he does a little bit of screaming, but not too much, except for one song, and he does the like poppy stuff, but then he does a little bit of more not generic metal, but like in broader terms, just normal like metal music, like old school metal.
Classic shit.
In broader terms, wank.
Gonna ignore that one as well.
Push that one out the side.
There is no other band that sounds like this, and it was very refreshing to go into it very blind, not knowing who they were, and come out the other end. I'm like,
you don't
holy
know
shit,
Sleep Token.
I didn't before, like a month before album review, and then I saw it pop up on TikTok, and everyone was going crazy about it.
Do you mean a month before we ever did album review, or do you mean a month before you
a
selected
month before
it?
I selected this? Right. And I was like, it just came up on TikTok, and it was like, oh my god, this is crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it can't be
How
that
long
good.
have they been going? Are they like a...
They're like 2016, I think, their first album. Also a fair amount of time, but like all their other music shit. Just this album.
Oh my god, they look horrible.
They're very demonic.
Oh my god,
looking,
I wish I never googled this
which
now.
is because it
Downrated.
changes your interpretation on them.
Oh,
Because you look
it
at
really
them, you think
does.
they're going to be really satanic, really, but they're not. He's got the voice of a fucking angel.
Oh my
And-
god,
got that.
what are
Is it
they
just-
doing, lad? Fucking grow up.
What are you looking at?
Look at
This is
them.
like grow up.
Face.
Oh my god.
It's
They're
just-
probably in their 40s. Why are you doing that, man?
So, just for
that's
reference,
their
have
persona.
you or Denver looked into this at all of Sleep
No,
Token?
No, this
Any
is
of the
first
background stuff?
impressions.
Joe,
Could
do you
you
want to tell
explain
them about
this?
how they write the lyrics to the
Okay,
songs?
so here you go.
It might
This
put
is-
them off even further.
This is definitely going to put you off even further.
Are they
So
AI generated?
Hold up.
whoa.
Wait a
No,
minute.
they are very religious,
Oh god.
but not to like any normal god or something. Basically, the whole thing is that there's an ancient deity called Sleep, and it
Sounds
came
like,
to the lead
Scientology.
singer in a dreams and promised him good things if he wrote music. So the all these songs are an offering to the deity of sleep, who they worship, or maybe just the lead singer, I don't know. And all of it's dedicated towards that. All of it is worship for this god that they worship.
So he's a fucking weirdo, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but music's fucking fantastic. So I don't know. It's just I don't know whether that's like true or whether that they're trying to.
They're like
create
building
this-
a lore
this
around it, like a story.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're trying to create this persona.
Yeah,
I've
it's,
just googled who they're like, who the members are, and it lists them as Vessel
Yeah, it's because
And-
he's the vessel for the god. Yeah,
2, 3, and 4.
yeah. That's their identities are completely hidden. No
Mate,
one knows who
don't
they
you
are.
pull that fucking shit. You know for a fact if Matty Healy came on stage and went, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, you'd be like, what genius idea! What names?
Literally, you are doing judging the book by the cover right now.
Oh,
That's
true.
exactly what
I
you're
really am judging the book by the cover. What are they
I
doing?
know.
But that's their persona.
Oh,
They're probably not like that in real life. That's just what they identify as their band, and it makes it makes it
Oh,
different,
would you like
doesn't
to
it?
make a deposit, sir? Yes,
Makes
and
it
your
look cool.
first name is
Vessel?
2.
That's
2.
just the band, isn't it? It's like Slipknot. No one knows who the fucking members in Slipknot are except for Corey Taylor and maybe a couple of the others. I don't know. They all just wear masks, and that's just their whole thing. You know, makes them
Yes.
different, stand out, doesn't it?
Makes
not
me
just a
feel
dead man.
uneasy.
Oh.
I'm
I feel like-
forgetting that all this. massive negativity towards the fact the guy just wears a mask and paint himself black.
If you saw this, isn't
Yeah, but it's like there's wearing a mask and then there's wearing something that would give you nightmares.
Yeah.
literally,
Like, there's a difference.
and for the reasons he's saying it.
All right, here we go. I'm about to do an impression, right? Because I'm right into this band right now.
I also never read the lyrics. And
there's
I'm
obvious-
thinking
there's obvious-
this might change.
No, the lyrics are amazing. So I watched a lot of live videos of them on stage, and obviously there's a lot of instrumental sections, right? And you always think, well, what is the lead singer doing while all this instrumental's happening?
Is he ascending into the air?
This is what he does. He starts going like,
T-pose.
Oh, he's doing
wow.
Just Dance.
he's like they're doing all this.
Oh, I need to
Like,
see
he's like
this.
being proper creepy. It's
Very
really cool.
interpretive.
He's very into it. Yeah, I just look. Forget the. That's why I didn't show you the image of it all before, because it immediately puts a preconceptive thing into your head.
Holy shit!
And they just make good music, despite their image, despite the creepiness of it all. They just make fucking good music, and that's it's an opinionated, and I'm sorry if you disagree, but it is fantastic. Anyway, production-wise, it's obviously amazing. Very well produced. The vocals, especially, are very well produced. Despite the love for this album, there is 3, I feel like, very weak songs on the album. One of them being what I would call unlistenable, to the point where I just wouldn't ever choose to listen to it.
Oh, I'm interested to hear this because I'd say quite a lot of the songs are very different.
Yes, very varied album.
So if you'd say
because you've got the rappy
I'm
sections and
curious to
everything.
see which one it'll be. I've got a feeling someone might hate a song that another person is their favorite.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very interesting. But my least favorite, I think I'd be surprised if this isn't everybody's least favorite.
Nice.
Right.
Really good.
Insert now where nobody agrees with you.
Nobody agrees, but it is Vor. Vor is just terrible. It's obviously the most screamy of all the songs. And actually, I don't like his screaming. Like, I don't think his screaming is very good. He's got such a melodic voice and such an interesting voice. And I think the screaming is he just ain't got it. Just ignore it. Just do something else, man. Just do the rest of the stuff, and it's grand, And then I think the 2 other weaker songs on the album is The Apparition and DYYTYLM. That one. And not necessarily that they're bad songs. I just think the rest of the songs are so unique and so different and so catchy that those just to me are just like, they're probably good on their own. But compared to the rest of the album, they're very like nothingy songs to me. And
I'd still say "Do You Wish That You Loved Me" was very different, though. It definitely
is.
It's one of the most memorable songs on the album, I'd say.
I completely disagree. It just doesn't
Disagree.
sit with me. It's not memorable.
You think
at all,
that it is the
stuff.
most different, but you don't think it's the most memorable?
I don't think it's the most memorable at all. I just forget about it. The minute it's over, I forget about it.
I think it's the most memorable song on the album.
See, I thought me and Aidan were talking about this the other day, and we were like, I reckon Denver's really going to like that one. So whether that's the same as memorable.
Hang on. I think I wrote a note here. Feels like 1975.
There we go.
Aidan, that's
There we
exactly
go.
what you said
There
like
we go.
20 days ago. Aidan was like,
Yeah.
Denver's going to like that one because it's just 1975. So no, that's
Very
nice.
nice.
So well predicted. But yeah, I mean, to me, that's just a boring song. Like, it never really picks up. It's nice. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice song, but it's very nothingy. And The Apparition is just nothingy all the way through. Yeah, those I would say were the worst 3 on the album. However, the rest of the album is just fucking pure perfection, except for the end of Take Me Back to Eden, which is ruined by the screaming. Fucking fantastic song all the way through. Ruined by the screaming right at the end. But
It's
I do.
an 8-minute song.
But it's also an 8-minute song. So that last minute, that 8-minute song is terrible. But I don't think I've ever heard, and I know you're going to hard disagree with me, but I've never heard a band perfect so many different genres in one album.
Fucking
Because
you're really sucking their cock right now.
Because I don't think they've just perfected the metal side of things. They've perfected the poppy side of things. They've perfected the rapping. And like every different technique he uses his voice in just sounds fucking brilliant. And don't get me wrong, the first time I listened to this album, I think it was me and you in the car, Aidan. And a lot of the songs on here, me and Aidan thought were nothing-y songs, have grown on me big time. And I would say my top 3 mainly are songs that didn't need to grow on me, that I just loved right from the start. And I'm not going to lie, this album is the only thing I listen to at the minute. I've like my own playlist and everything. I have just got this album on repeat for like the last month. This is all I've listened to. I fucking love this album. And I'm going to start rambling now and show you my top 3.
Show us your secrets.
Please, Vessel.
That's Clinton Kane, bear with me. My third favourite is Granite. Which... What?
Don't know, there was a pause for applause and I looked down at Denver, who was just so confused looking. Not in the song, just in general, I think.
Just in general. Granite is just a banging song from start
I really
to finish.
like the pop bit. That's my favourite bit.
Thank you, Denver. Is it a pop?
Oh, yeah, right, like
When
3 quarters of the way through.
Blind.
And it's like, oh.
Oh, what, the click?
Yeah, the click, yeah.
The click.
Someone going like,
Yeah, that bit's really fucking cool. So cool, just cool song. Lyrically very good as well. Because I don't usually listen to the lyrics, and I feel like this is the first time an album has actually drawn me in enough to go, these lyrics are fucking amazing. I think this is lyrically one of the best written albums ever. I'm very sucking its dick, I know, but it is so good. Lyrically, it is chef's kiss. One of the most interestingly written.
Okay, what's Granite about?
Of all time. Granite?
Yeah.
It's about being a body in a passenger seat, isn't it?
You have no fucking idea what the lyrics are about.
No, but they're still fucking amazing. I don't know what any song's about, but they're fucking
how
amazing.
can you say the
How
lyrics are
can you
amazing?
say
You
the
don't know
lyrics
what
are
any
good?
song's about.
I know what are you really
It
okay
sounds like you're just saying
about.
the
I'm quite
music is
impressed
good,
with
not
that
the lyrics are good.
one. Tell me what Acro Regia means, because I know what Acro Regia
What does it mean?
Yeah, that's the kind
I
of
don't know, I
Google
googled
like
it about 3
Zen.
weeks. I
Well, I was
googled
gonna say,
it
also,
3 weeks
isn't that
ago.
the
and then-
currency in like Tokyo or something?
That's the
Yen.
one. It's Agua Regia.
Ah,
Yeah,
Is it like
I thought those are the guys.
the
that won
Shambhala?
World
that's the one.
It's just a made up.
Anyway, Granite, catchy as fuck song, builds nicely, ends very heavy, metally, but he doesn't scream. He just does the chorus again over it. It sounds really nice. Very rhythmically interesting as well. My second favourite song is Ascensionism. Just, I think, a perfect example of all the genres mixed into one song. You've got the nice piano-y bit at the beginning, and then he does the rapping, which is I think his best rapping in the whole album. I'm not usually a rappy guy, but this wrapped me up.
Oh my god.
Anyway, and then to the heavier part towards the end, I thought it was very good. Anyway, my favourite has to be one of the best endings to an album of all time, and the only reason this is my favourite is because I loved it immediately, and that love for it never faded. I've always loved this album just as much as this song the first time, as much as the first time I listened to it, and that is Euclid. Fantastic end to the album, fantastic song all the way through. I think one of the most memorable on the albums. An amazing end to the album as well. But I think the issue is because I love this album so much, my top 3
so blind.
like all of them are amazing. Like for me, those top 3 especially are all the best one. Like they're all just amazing. And then Chokehold, big shout out to a really good start to the album as well, I thought. And I put my head, and it'll be interesting when it gets to you, Denver. because I put my head in the space of you in this album.
Right.
I was like, I want to feel whenever I listen to this album, I want to feel what Denver's feeling. And this is let me walk you through how I felt.
Okay.
I was thinking, right, chokehold. Like, okay, interesting, Joe. Summoning, bow, and you go, for fuck's sake, he's done it again, right? This is the thing.
Yeah.
And then Granite, all right, that was all right. Aguariga, yeah, that's okay. This is all right, but for fuck's sake, it's ruined it. And then Ascensionism. This is fucking weird. Are you really okay? I'm bored as fuck. What the hell, Joe? What are you talking about with this album? Apparition, fucking hate it. Oh, it's 1975. Great. Rain. Rain, you're like, okay, that's just a normal metal song. Neither hate it nor love it. Take Me Back to Eden. Whatever. Euclid. Sick. Calling it.
Joe, I'm just going to say now, you've basically just done my entire review.
That's my mindset at Denver when I was listening to this, and I could just imagine him in his car going, "For fuck's sake, Joe!" Like, you know, just gonna be really angry at me for picking another metal album. Yeah, so I'm interested. But I'm interested.
I don't even think we don't need Denver for album review anymore. If Joe can do Denver's part of it,
just nailed it. Yeah, I think
really
let's move on.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I don't want to talk about the album too much more because I want to leave room for people to talk about stuff that I think is very prevalent. Is that a word?
Relevant. Prolific.
Sure.
Also, yeah, why not?
Sure. Anyway, very interested. So I'll leave it to you guys. I just fucking love the album. It's great. I've probably rated it way too high, but I don't care because I can't stop listening to it and I'm addicted. There you go.
Before we carry on, hello Wilsonator and hello Frankie.
My cat.
0567 who just put Shick Shack Shock, which I don't know what that means.
No, that's one of the. I think that's one of the lyrics.
Wilsonator also just put. Just noticed the ironing board is still in the background. The fifth member of CT.
Even when it gets put away, it's still there.
It's still there.
There we go.
There you go. Yeah, please. Just do what you want.
Is it you next?
Will, I think. Or is it Denver?
No, it's
Will's
me.
last.
It's me.
Oh, is it Denver? Oh, of course he is. Oh, fuck. We're going to
his pick.
Oh, Denver. I'm panicking now.
I thought this album was nothing short of fantastic.
Yeah!
Really?
I fucking called it, Joe! I fucking said!
This is like... But this is a near perfect album. A near perfect album.
Really?
Like, it is paced so incredibly well. The variation in there. Like, yes, there are metal screamo bits in it that I don't like, but in terms of, like, as an album, as a whole, it's nearly perfect. Like, it's paced and the variety, but while still sounding a part of the album. The fact that every song on its own... Every song on its own is much worse for being on its own, but as a part of the collective album, it's fantastic. I think the album has helped that a lot of the screamo songs, to me, felt like old zombie screamo songs that were in, like, COD Zombies. So even though they were screamo, a lot of time I was kind of like, it kind of reminds me of this. There was definitely, I would say, probably only really one song that I didn't like. Everything else I thought was fucking fantastic.
What the fuck is this?
You have made my week, Denver. Oh my god!
It was so weird because
the old switcheroo.
While listening to it, I still thought like I don't know if I'd listen to the songs on their own, but like as a whole, I just listened to song to song, and I'm like, as I'm doing my review, I initially thought like, oh, this is maybe like a 5, 6. And as I'm listening, I'm like, fuck, this is great. This is great. This is great. Okay, that's not so great. That's fantastic. And then I'm like, I can't fault it. There is such good variety. Like how in one album, it still sounds the same album. Like it doesn't just sound like 12 random songs.
It doesn't, does it? But
it definitely feels like Chokehold is a start. It feels like you Slid is like a fucking great end. But then you've got other like random things in this. So like bits of it sound like Zombie Song. Regia had moments in it which sounded like Gran Turismo menu music.
Yeah, and elevator music almost.
And
Yeah.
and then you had like 1975 style pop music plus rap. It was all over the place while still feeling a part of one. And I thought, realistically, in terms of like album review, I thought it was fucking brilliant.
As an album, it's crafted amazingly, isn't it?
Don't get me wrong, I'm so glad I didn't look up any of the stuff.
Because it would have pre-concept.
The second we opened it, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I feel like
maybe I'm wrong.
Because you've got Apple Tunes Music, it doesn't give all the it doesn't have all the art that Spotify does. Because
no,
it has all of that.
Just see the album art
on Spotify when you go on their page. Like the first thing you see is his mask, like with like blood like dripping.
I was
down
like
on
thinking, fuck, I would want to see these live.
Yeah,
but.
You wouldn't want to see these live.
Now.
Thing is, I've watched the live show and they don't even talk. Like they just play the songs and leave. Like they don't have like any mid transmission.
They're like the prostitution of music festival kind of thing.
Well, to be fair, it still looks like just from that like.
Come in, get the job done, fuck off.
It still seems like they're a very like how many monthly listeners do they have, for example? Because it seems like they're not that big.
They're pretty big. This album's blown them up.
Right,
3 million monthly listeners.
How can you be like?
They
said they only sold like 50,000 albums.
They've got 3.2 monthly listeners. For a quote unquote metal artist, they're quite big.
Yeah.
But the song that got them famous is on their last album called Alkaline, and it's still a pretty good song. But I still feel like that song doesn't hold up to any of the songs on this album.
I don't even think they have a single music video for this album.
No, they don't. They don't even do. They
it's
just
all
have
like
the weird Warhammer figures, almost ironically.
Yeah.
Denver, you've made my week.
Like fuck me though. This album was by far the best album we've had in a long time, in my opinion. By far,
it's different. Like it's nothing about it is generic, if that makes sense.
Like so many good songs. It was so difficult to make a top 3. I don't even know if my top 3 are my top 3.
Yeah,
I think I had like 5 or 6 that I definitely liked more than some of the others, but even the others were still great. It was, I could not believe it, and it was definitely a slow burner. Like listening to the first time, it's like. It was kind of like in the background. It was only when I listened more, I'm like, actually, this is like fucking.
You can't listen to this as background music.
I think you can listen to it as background music. I think it still works. It works well for almost everything. It's like I could not believe what I was like talking myself into. I don't know if the hype of it being metal and me not normally liking that is like egging myself on to be like, no, maybe you really do like it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just the whole thing feels epic. The album feels like a journey of tone changes and just fucking perfect.
I thought you were just going to be bored all the way through because a lot of the songs, I'd say most of them, take a while to get going. Like they're very long.
They do
slow starts to the songs, and then they go massive.
But I feel like because almost every song does that. It's like you kind of expect it. You're kind of like, okay, the build coming, it's going somewhere. But some of them do kind of start straight away, but then never build. They kind of just stay with that same tone.
It's the whole let him cook scenario because you know it's going to build to something, you know?
Yeah, and I think because the album's definitely also helped with the not bored things. I feel like it's the first like 4 songs are incredibly strong.
Yeah.
So,
like, the start is so much stronger.
So it's not like, they've done their 4 good songs and it's over.
Yeah.
It sort of makes you think, well, they've done that in the first 4. Where are the other ones gonna go? And yeah, I thought it was fucking brilliant. Least favorite Vor because it's the only one that was just like generic metal.
Basically, just screamo all the way through, and just like you say, it's just top string. That song is what you'd expect from a Joe pick, if that makes sense.
It was just that all the way through. So I was just like, no, not a fan. And then third favorite, Euclid.
Yeah.
Just because it was a great ending. Probably one of the best like ending feel songs on an album that we've had in a long time.
Amazing.
Second favorite, Do You Wish That You Loved Me? Because the 1975-esque song, pop style.
Yeah.
And it was one of those where because he speaks like a robot the whole time, I'm like, I don't know if I hate it, all of it.
He's speaking my language.
It kind of like is a bit annoying. But like, so I was like, I don't know if this is great or terrible. But I like it coming up, so I must like it. So I put that second, and then my favorite song was Granite. I thought Granite was fantastic.
Yeah, Granite. You know what's crazy about that though, Denver? I showed you Granite not a month ago, and you went, I don't know what you're on about, Joe. This is just nothing.
Well, this is it though. The album is helped so much by being the collective of the album.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, like, even though we've had other artists who probably with individual songs, I would probably versus one of these straight up like listen to this. I'd probably prefer the other thing.
Yeah.
But when you listen to this whole album as a package, it almost sets your brain into the tone. I think it's again really helped where it starts very metally, almost too metal for me. Like I'm almost to the point where I'm like, don't like the first song, but it got me in because it sounded like old Zombies stuff / Doom, even though I'm not a massive fan of Doom's soundtrack. And then it changed up straight away to something else, and I'm like, oh, okay. It was just, it's hard to put into words.
You know, you're so
how
right,
perfectly
though,
paced.
because now you said that and thinking about it, like if any other album, like I'll pick the best songs, I'll put them in a playlist, and if they come up, fantastic. This, if I want to listen to Sleep Token, I listen to the album. You are so right.
While Denver brought up the comparison of putting a song together and being like, would I listen to one or would I listen to the other? Weird little idea, don't know if you guys would be down. All of us go through every album we've listened to on Album Review and we pick 4 and we pit them against each other and talk about which one we would like to listen to more until it gets to the final. Albums as a whole. And like battle it all the way forward to see which one is like the top album.
The top album.
We could do it like year 1, year 2, year 3 kind of thing of what we've done.
Of like all the albums we did, or
yeah, well, in terms of not all of them, but like 4 of our choosing each. So 16 albums in total. Like go down to 1. What do you think?
Cool.
I'll see what I can do. I'll do it in like Photoshop or something. We'll have it like down both sides and it'll move towards the middle.
Cool,
yeah, I like that.
Somebody clip this, please. I won't remember this in like 2 days.
I'll have to send you a link to the spreadsheets so you know them all.
The Wilson exercise, that sounds like a great idea, and I agree.
I think it sounds cool. You know what I mean? And then we just
it'll be like also how much we remember, because some albums we may have thought were great at the time, and then you're like, maybe in a few months' time, like, what the fuck was I on about? But
oh shit!
But yeah, but I it's funny when you say about you showing me Granite before, Joe, because I'm like, I pretty much did categorically think that was the best song on the album.
Yeah, yeah. It definitely grows on you, this album, though. I think, anyway. It grew on me. It was like, the first time I listened to a lot of the songs, I was like, what's the hype about? And then it grew on me.
It's just a hype album. Hype.
Big hype.
Well, sorry, actually, I say hype album. Granite is just a hype song, actually. It's not really a hype.
Granite is a hype song, yeah.
It is.
Fantastic.
So yeah, that's my view. Fucking fantastic.
You've made
all those metal picks have finally paid off. With finally a genuinely good album.
1 out of 50, it's got there.
It'd be good now.
Throw enough shit at the wall.
50's not bad.
1 out of 47 picks.
I can stop trying now. I've fulfilled my my quest. So no, that's great. This is unique enough to say it's not really a metal album, though. I don't think this is a metal album.
It's got. I think it still is, but it's got like. I don't know. It's not really one genre, though, is it?
I think this is more a pop album with metal elements.
I was going to say, can you call this a metal album? That's like calling a race a crash simulator because there's one crash every 50 laps.
This is it. Like, it's not. I don't think it can really be tied down to anything.
I was going to say, I read on their wiki earlier that they class themselves as genre fluid.
Oh, are they? That's cool. I'm going to downrate them for that.
I guess they just go with whatever their god king told them to do.
No.
That's downrated.
Downrated. Straight away.
I would say...
Imagine calling your album gender fluid. Fuck off. No.
Wilsonator, they are transgender. Genre.
Transgenre.
Oh,
shit.
fuck's sake.
It's just a shame of the two longer songs. I felt like they just went on for a while. Like they outstayed their welcome, two of the songs.
Yeah.
Like
That Take Me
Ascension
Back
and
to
Take Me
Eden,
Back
is
to
that one
Eden,
of them?
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But other than that, fucking brilliant.
Amazing. Aidan.
Flashbang.
Whee!
Yeah, put that up there.
Have you wrote something for this?
I always write stuff for this, but nothing funny or anything like that because this album isn't a joke. It's fucking fantastic, realistically, isn't it? Let's be honest. From the moment that me and Joe listened to it, we were driving. It was a.
We are down.
Well, I
We
think
were
what
driving.
happened
It was a
one
cold.
song,
Shut the
didn't it?
fuck up.
Okay.
It was a cold
man.
night. It was a cold night. Me and Joe just got Mackies, and we were driving back at like 11 o'clock at night. I was eating the Mackies. I was half cut, enjoying my time driving along, and we listened to Sleep Token. And as we were doing it, we were like, "Oh man, this sounds good. Oh man, this song's good." And then a song would come up, and like, "Oh, I don't know about the song." And we were like, "Hold it, let him cook, let him cook." Oh my god, this song's so good. And then that was just every song on the album, basically. I genuinely adore listening to this album. I think it's incredible. It's such a big hype album. Like, nothing but praise from a guy that actively hates music and fun.
I do it because I'm the vessel.
I am the vessel. Hey, I
I'm
feel
a
like
vessel for his songs.
album review is our god, and I am the vessel for album.
There's an album review god.
Of course there is.
And he
Why
said
just fascinator? He just talks to us.
No,
Like,
it's
if you watch the
maybe.
YouTube videos back, it'd just be us talking about a guy who doesn't exist.
It's true.
No one ever
people are like,
on it. It's
was this ripped from Twitch? And we're like, no, this is just recorded.
We're just speaking to our god.
We're just speaking to our god. Yeah, I think you need to listen to it super loud a lot of the time to really get the full experience of it. This is like a sit and have it absolutely blaring because the production's incredible. Like nothing peaks. It's fantastic in that way. Lyrically amazing. No, I don't know what granite means. Fuck off. But I think other than that, it's just fantastic.
Means hard rock.
And nothing that's already been said hasn't already been thingied, so I'll just leave it at that. Worst was Vor. Man, that's awful.
What about the final minute of the summoning, Aidan?
Oh, hold on, Joe. We'll get to that. It may
He's
possibly
gonna
be
mention
my
it.
third favourite.
Every time we talk about Sleep Token, Aidan says, what about that? Well, that's 30 seconds.
That's what he lives for.
The worst was Vor, because it was fucking
Oh,
terrible.
no.
Third favourite for me was...
crashed, Will.
Oh,
That's
well, what's happened?
Crashing.
Fuck.
I was looking like Waluigi or something.
Who's got
The
you
crimson.
smiling like that?
Sorry, did you say your third favourite in that?
I'm just waiting to see if Will comes back, but it could be
No,
another.
no,
There he is.
We're alive. Sorry about that. Kicked my desk. Ruined my camera. Carry on.
Keep my desk. Now I'm dead.
Third favourite for me was The Summoning, for specifically the final minute of that song.
I forgot
Wow.
about that until you just said it then.
But the final minute is incredible. And my second
Incredible,
favourite
yeah.
was Take Me Back to Eden, for all of it, bar the final minute of that song.
What the contrast there?
Miles apart. I really do love Take Me Back to Eden. Once again, lyrically, absolutely fantastic. I like the whole switch up in the middle and the tone changing.
And
yet
that
it's
is
still
one of the
same
songs
song.
we thought was nothingy on our first listen, Aidan.
It absolutely was, Joe. Thank you for butting in again. I appreciate that.
Sorry, I'm very
So
excited.
It's okay. It's fine.
I think
'cause
I've
my
never been this hype for.
Well, my review's
album
over now
review.
anyway, so we're gonna be shot down. You know
There we
what I
go.
mean?
Yeah, this
We're
is
gonna be like two
Really
towers,
No,
and Will
Will's-
Davey is a Boeing 747. You know
See,
what I mean?
Will's currently bamboozled into thinking, I just thought this was a bit...
He's been pulling faces the entire time as well, and look, Will. You can say what you like because the fact that I've got Denver to like it is
Persuaded him.
it's a result enough for me. So if you don't, it's sad, but fair enough.
I feel
Because I
more
can see
sad
why
right
you-
now because I feel like I've missed out on some hype here because I really don't get
You
it.
have clearly missed out.
I don't get why this is like the best album ever, and I really don't know what you're listening to. It's all right.
Incredible.
Like the production is insanely good, and I do get like and some of the instrumentals are amazing. However, where you say like it's like a build-up, I just think they're a bit fucking random and messy sometimes, and just make no sense. And slow. Like there's parts of the summoning, I really like the summoning, but there's parts in that song I'm like, why is this even here? Like, just get rid of it.
You mean the full minute and a half of nothing after the
like
ending
why?
thing?
Just get rid of it. Like some of it is just
obviously to build for the best part of the song.
Obviously, this is
it.
chugging at your
I'm
head.
missing out on this now. I feel so like on my own with this because you all like hyped it up so much, but like I just found loads of it so messy, and
I don't know how you could say that. It's more like organized chaos. It's
maybe,
not messy.
but like
It's
usually I like
organised
that.
I don't feel like it's messy.
This is the thing. Usually I like that
because messy implies that they're lazy. It's deliberately like that.
It does. You're right. Like, but I don't know if it's just in like my head. It just felt like chaos and like, but it never really made sense. Whereas like, because I'm fully aware a lot of the music that I'm a bit obsessed with it can be, well, for example, Biffy Clyro is very messy and not always organised messy, like you're saying here. But I like fuck with that. I don't know what it is about this that never made sense to me. I know.
Basically,
I know.
Is that he loves songs that are slapped together with no fucking effort, but when it's crafted perfectly, he hates it.
I think there's a reason there's less listens on this, Joe, to Biffy Clyro. But
I think
anyway,
talent. Well, the thing.
Well,
these are up and coming, mate. Biffy have been going for ages.
Still think his voice is very average. Doesn't do that much for me. This is look. It's making me sound like I hate the album. I don't hate the album. I do think it's very good. I think the production's good. I think the lyrics are a bit. I don't get where you're saying they're good at. They just like what is good about these lyrics? If you
actually listen to them, they're fantastic.
I have.
In
fact, listen to the album.
Like it's pretty good. They're so well crafted. Like if you listen to it, there has never been an artist for me, other than like actual rappers, that have like a flow to the lyrics as good as Sleep Token did. No, like there's not a single moment where it cuts where it isn't supposed to cut, or it lingers where it isn't supposed to linger. It's literally perfect.
See, I just don't agree with that. And it's
because it's clearly from a god from a higher above.
This is why it's bullshit.
Clearly, we've been spoken to, and you haven't.
So, some of this is so pretentious, man, and you don't even know what the lyrics mean. So how can you say it's good?
Mate, I know what coiled up like a venomous serpent means.
You don't. Right, you don't know what it's referring. I don't get it. I feel like this is a cult thing. Would you like to?
I know what "Take Me Back to Aidan" means. Will.
That's like a god thing, isn't it? That actually is like a mythology thing, right?
Yeah, that Christianity and bitch.
I'm assuming that was what Ascensionism was about as well. Like Ascensionism was obviously had a shit relationship, and then he ascended to an eternal happiness. That was his whole.
Fucking hell! This is what I mean. It's just typical metal lyrics. I don't get how it's any better than any.
Typical
because it's not screamed. That's why.
That's literally it. It's just because it's not screamed. It's good all of a sudden.
It's definitely not typical metal lyrics.
It is.
One thing that is typically metal is the names of the songs. I think they're so metal, and it's that is cringe, but it's funny. Sorry, number one for me was Euclid. I just wanted to throw that out there. Amazing end to the album. Really fantastic. This isn't the case where I think the top three are definitely my top three. It could have actually been literally any of them.
Shit, I'm sorry. Did I start my review when you hadn't finised?
I didn't realise you started your review.
I was going to say, I thought we were just arguing.
Yeah, to be fair, I'm not going to lie. I thought your thing to me was a segue for me, so I just ran with it. But sorry, I do apologise.
Will is fighting for his life.
Yeah, I am. I'm cornered in a room with you three cult members wearing masks.
You chosen to corner yourself. What is this?
Right. I just feel like this is some cult that I've not been like pushed into yet. I don't know. You're all wearing masks and I'm over here like scared for my life. I I just don't.
Danger.
This is again. I don't actually dislike it. I just would never choose to listen to it. Like, and I definitely agree with Denver in that it sounds better when it's all together than on its own.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Because the album sets a theme, and that's what I do like about the album. Is it's very much like it is crafted well, and it's paced really well, and then there's so much variation. It's really good. There was just certain elements that I found didn't make it like higher up for me, because it sounds very negative, but I only feel like I'm being negative because you're all like speaking like it's like a 9 or a 10, and I'm a bit lower than that. But I still do like it. I just wouldn't choose. And I also think there's weaker parts on the album that, like, I found the middle of the album like just very lackluster compared to like the start and the end. Like there was just a noticeable dip in the middle for me.
I think that's fair enough. I feel like the start and the end are its strongest suits.
Yeah.
And you're definitely right there, but there are songs in the middle that are just incredible as well. There's more of the nothingy songs in the middle, whereas the start and the end, ignoring Vor, are very good.
This is because I'd say Vor to The Apparition, those 4 songs I couldn't give a shit about.
Really?
None of them hit me.
Some of the best.
No, none of them went with me. But then it goes back with "Don't you wish?" Is it do you wish that you love me, or don't you wish that you love me?
Yeah.
Do you wish?
Do you wish that you love me?
Yeah.
Then onwards is great, and Before Vor is pretty great. But those middle songs, none of them just hit. I don't know what it is.
Fair enough.
Well, they are definitely the weaker songs that say that middle little bit.
Yeah, and I think that's what kind of ruined it sometimes, because I'd get to like the middle bit and I'd be like, oh. But then it'd pick up again, so it was all right. But yeah, it's good. It is very good. I'm trying to think like if there's anything else that I'm missing here that I hadn't said. Like, anyway, the worst is absolutely Vor.
I'm sorry.
Oh my god, that must be the first time.
Was it Vor?
Said.
Yeah, the worst is Vor.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, well done.
Is that the first time Joe's ever said this will be everyone's, and it actually is?
This has been the album review of predictions. Like it's been nigh on spot on for everybody.
Done good, boys. I feel like that was very obvious worst though, wasn't it? I don't think
it stood out. Yeah, it stood out as being so bad.
I don't know if "Do You Wish That You Loved Me" would be anyone's worst, because I was like, it could be really annoying.
No, it's a nice change of pace. It's refreshing.
Funny you should say
nice. That. It's just a bit nothingy.
That's my 3rd favourite song. Do You Wish That You Loved
Me? Let's go.
It's a very nice change up. It starts the good part of the album again. After you've gone past the 4 nothing songs, in my opinion. And I just really like the way it sounds. And it is very 1975-esque, which this album did have lots of elements of 1975 bits. But I thought it had some elements of Don Broco at times.
Yeah.
But I think there was times that it then lacked like that second singer that Don Broco has to like bring it up a bit, because that's what Don Broco does great.
Yeah,
like they've got that guy.
They have backing singers. They're called the Vesselanettes.
Oh my!
And I'm not
fucking
joking.
god!
And I'm not joking. And they're just 3 girls.
Surely it should just be like more vessels.
and they wear his mask.
Okay.
But they're in the background, and there's just 3 little women.
This is absolutely a cult. This is the most culty band that I've ever fucking. There's
but it doesn't show in the music, though, does it?
It really doesn't. I thought it would be
not in this album.
Some
no.
Nice.
I don't think it does in the other albums.
It would definitely put me off seeing them, though.
Yeah, for sure.
You'd feel like you're going to get sacrificed at one of their shows or something.
No, yeah, my worry. I mean, maybe this is a bad stigma, but I'd be like worried what people in the crowd would be like.
Yeah,
smelly. I imagine.
You know, like I said, I've watched a couple of live shows. They seem pretty tame. Like everyone's just filming it. Like no one's like mosh pitting or anything like that, which is what you'd expect. Everyone seems just pretty chill at one of them.
Because they're all praying.
Yeah, maybe it's just a bunch of like.
They've all got the carpets out and stuff. Like,
they're all like, it's like fucking playing Far Cry 5 or some shit. Cult?
Yes, just like.
I've not actually played it, but I remember the scene at the start where like you meet the guy who basically looks like Jared Leto, and then he's like got all these cult members. Anyway, it feels like a cult. The band feels like a cult. They're not that
Sleep
good, but they're
Token
all right.
Is Far Cry 5.
Sleep Token is Far Cry 5. That was the worst metaphor, and I've done some pretty bad metaphor.
It was the silence that got me.
I know.
Wilsonator just put, how does every review have at least one Don Broco mention? Can't wait for the new album this year.
It's part of it.
We're sponsored. We're sponsored by
There is going to
Don
be a new
Broco.
Don Broco album this year, and I'm very excited.
Oh,
I hope it's better than the
When's
last one.
Brendan Uris metal album?
When's it coming out, guys? The Last of
coming.
Us Factions. When's that coming out?
Never.
Fuck you,
Second
Neil.
for me
Second.
was the summoning.
Damn, that's unexpected.
While it has that minute of just nothing that was completely not needed, in my opinion, it is still pretty great, and the final 30 seconds is fantastic. Or minute,
You like it
however
when
long
he
it
goes
is.
high, don't you?
Yeah, I do like it when he goes high.
Like you're like, oh, he's not a very good singer, yet he has that range to go so fucking low, but like go that high as well.
Yeah, he does sound pretty good on that song. So I can't lie, I love that bit. It sounds very hype. One thing I'd say as well is the backing of their stuff is very like soundtrack-esque. I really like that.
It really is.
I could listen to
definitely.
this probably without the singing and be a bit more like into it.
That middle section of summoning, I could imagine that playing like something like Stray. You know, like a very retro-y game. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely.
that would work really well. Okay.
But my first, by a long
Far Cry
stretch...
5.
Oh, Far Cry. I was going to say
Far Cry 5.
Far Cry
5. Specifically the fifth one.
My first, I don't know if any of us have said this right, is Euclid.
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, two
that
of
was
the
my
other
favourite.
favourites said that.
Yeah, everyone said that.
Have we?
Yeah,
So I don't know if
everybody
you're
barred
or...
them.
No, I said that.
Didn't you say
Euclid
Euclid?
is your favourite?
Oh no, it was
your
my
third,
third. But
yeah.
it was
No, I know that everyone said it. I meant I don't know if any of us have said it right, as in said the word right.
Right.
You get me, 'cause I know you get me now. I'm not completely
Say it again.
ignorant.
Euclid.
Euclid. Euclid. I don't know what
I said
it is.
it right.
But that song is fucking fantastic and one of the best like endings to an album I think I've actually listened to. It's really, really, really good. It's just a shame it's at the end because
Why
it's
is
the
that
best.
because then it makes you want to go back and listen. Yeah,
Because
it makes you want to go
nothing-
back and listen to it again.
It doesn't for me, but it's still
And then
fantastic.
it gets you back into a chokehold when you get at the start.
Yeah,
But nothing
I mean, you
is
gotta
of that
listen to it,
level.
'cause that-
Nothing else on this album is of that
It
level.
does
in my
feel very
opinion.
biffy, that song.
It does feel very biffy,
How
and that's
dare
why
you,
it's
right?
so good.
Strike it from mine.
Yes,
get rid of it.
Denver.
Get rid of it.
You just
It can be
all
anything
deny
else.
Biffy's brilliance, but they're
Biffy Clyro
fantastic.
can actually go jump off a fucking bridge.
You can
It's
suck a
awful.
fart. They're
It's
fantastic.
fucking awful.
Well,
you know what? Their music's not that great, but they're one of the best bands I've seen live. Like they were really good live.
Jesus.
they're fantastic, and their music is
The only
great.
reason it was good live is because I wasn't there, because I would have shown them up. I would have got up on stage and I would have sang my own stuff.
You're gonna shout plus
And-
4!
But
Yeah,
everyone else
exactly.
is there like cheering, and you're just like, "Shut up!"
I remember
Like Arthur in the Red Dead 2 in the theater, and they're like, "Wow!" And he's like, "You stink!"
when we went last time, there was a bit where like you had to clap. I don't know what song that was. It was like an acoustic-y one, and obviously Kieran was with us, and Kieran made it his sole goal to try and put him off because we were quite near the front. So he was doing the clap, but like out of time, and like everyone, like some people were getting annoyed with him, but then some people were like getting on board with it, and everyone was clapping off time.
Oh,
I don't
and
know
it
what
was-
song that would.
Mr.
Yeah.
Royal Blood would have
I was going
hated
to say,
that.
the Royal Blood drummer would have gone livid.
He would have
Absolutely.
blocked his sticks at people.
He's an angry boy.
It's an angry elf from the movie Elf.
But my opinion of this album is that it's pretty good, but not amazing. But it's still good.
I'll take it. There's been no negativity towards this, and
No.
I'm very surprised, happily surprised, but still, fuck you.
Fuck you.
It's pretty pretentious, all right. That's all I'm saying.
Suck my ass. Pucker your ass. Pucker your lips on my ass and suck it.
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. That's what I
Nope,
think.
not having that.
Ratings?
Okay, 9.5.
Fucking hell.
9.5.
9.
7.5.
Yeah, that has got to be the highest
Yeah, I
rated
mean-
metal album.
It's
Surely.
definitely the highest rated metal album.
Oh my
Surely.
god.
It scores 35.5.
Holy
Jesus!
shit.
And it is a true 30.
It is. It's the first true 30 in a while.
It
Probably.
is. What is it? Like, what is it on the leaderboard? Is it, what,
I
like
think that's
6th
like-
or something?
It must be. It's probably like
No,
second or third.
It's like second. I think it's joint second. With like a couple of other albums.
It's
Or
definitely
joint
not first. Ed Sheeran's first, doesn't he? Like with 37 or 39 or
I
something.
always
isn't
forget
it?
how to fucking do it.
Paramore, pretty up there.
That's for
Yeah.
sure the highest number I've heard you guys give an album. Yes, Wilson. Yes, fuck it. That is high as shit. We don't normally give shit that high. That's why we have a 30 club. Like anything above a 30, we're like, holy shit, that's a good album.
Yeah. And it's got, if it's a true 30, it means we've all give it 7.5 or higher.
That must be
Wait,
similar
wait, wait, wait.
ratings to what's the band we really like that Denver didn't like them as much in the previous
Home
album.
team.
Home Team.
Home
Oh,
Didn't
yeah.
us three give it
The
really
slow
high, and
mo-
Denver gave it a bit
Yeah,
lower?
we really liked Home Team. I think Denver gave it below a 7.5 though, because it wasn't a true 30. And
I gave it a 7.5.
I'm going to say it was a true 30.
I
but,
remember-
we were still angry at him.
We're still, I remember being fucking
If anything, we're
steamed.
not angry at Will. We should be more angry at Will right now.
Yeah, you
I
should.
remember being
He's
so
ruined
steamed.
the
Alright,
best,
so
highest rated album.
It is a bit further down than I thought.
Oh,
Damn, really?
We've actually had a few up there. We've never had a 34
never
rated
34.
album. Never.
Damn.
So at the top is with 37 is Ed Sheeran Divide. Then 36.5 is the Home Team Slow Bloom.
Nice. Holy shit, it got up there.
36 is Panic at the Disco Death of a Bachelor.
Great album.
And then with 35.5, so the same as this album, we've got 3 albums at this rating. Is Panic at the Disco Pray for the Wicked. And then it's Mayday Parade, A Lesson in Romantics, and then Sleep
God.
Token, Take Me Back to Eden.
I haven't listened to Mayday
I feel-
Parade in the fucking longest
I
time.
feel like this album is definitely better than the Home Team album, though. But I gave Home Team album a 10, didn't I?
Mm.
Mm.
But in
I
fairness, the
think
Home
the
Team
Home
album
Team's
didn't have
better.
one
It
stick
didn't
out
have
stinker
one
out.
stick out
late
stinker.
song.
That is my sole reason for not giving it a 10. Is that
Is more.
it had Vor on it. Like if you just cut out Vor, this album would be a 10. But I feel like just it being there, I couldn't ignore its presence, even though I wanted to, you know?
What's funny for me is the first time we did the album, you know what the first rating I gave it was 6.5. And then I just kept,
Really?
every time I saw it, I was like, nah, it's better than 6.5.
Should you give it
It's
initial
7.
ratings then?
No, so like when I do my final listen,
It's just
'cause,
that you go into it with an
you
idea
get
of
like
what
a
you're going to give
ballpark
it.
from all the times you've listened to it, right?
Mm.
And then I was like, I think it's solid. I think it's like the best metal album we've had in a long time. And then when I'm actually really listening to it, I'm like, I can't fault it. Like it's so good.
That was
Yeah.
me with that, what was it called, self-care album or whatever it was. Like, I went into it the same thing, and it just kept going up and
Yeah.
up, and I was like, oh, okay, the album's perfect. It's got to be a 10.
Also, I'll just mention that Will is just the worst album picker, apparently.
It's not
in the
me.
top
Going to say,
1,
it's
2,
not
3,
Joe.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the top 10 picks, only one is Will's, and it's the bottom.
Damn. Ooh.
I'm upset that the Home Team.
Yeah,
pick
but
wasn't
Joe
a me
still
pick, 'cause
has
I
the
asked Aidan to
lowest.
pick it.
Joe still has the lowest rated ones. I will add because I looked
Oh.
at the table.
Yeah,
Did you?
he
I was going to
does.
say, well,
It makes sense.
Mine are
but
just
lowest
mid range.
is Joe, Aidan, Joe, Will, Joe, Denver.
It makes sense of the shit that I've picked though, but we found the gold in the coal mine.
Fuck you.
Fucking.
Is it a thumbs up or a thumbs down from Joe?
2 thumbs up. Can we make
Damn,
that?
can you
Thumbs
write
up.
that? Can you write 2 thumbs up?
Double.
Times 2.
Oh, yeah, it's times 2.
Wowee.
So,
You'll have to let
that's
us know what
fantastic.
you think to it, Wilsonator. Are you
Yeah,
on
next
their
time
side?
around. Yeah.
Are you on the
Fucking
slightly
beautiful.
lower side?
Well, good luck following that, Will.
Or you could think it's shit.
Yeah, good luck following that.
I know, it's literally made my change my album pick midway through, so...
What, because we loved it so
No, because it's like... Because the album I was going to pick was of... Kind of has similar type of writing in it, but not... I don't know. So I have gone...
Sorry, I was just going to say, the last time we had an album sort of rate this high, the following album scored 13.5.
Oh, Jesus.
You know, I tell you what, though, I'm so glad I picked this, because I'm not going to lie, I picked this album out of spite. Because I showed you guys a couple of songs, and you all went, why the fuck are you showed us this, Joe? It's shit. And, except for Ed, who I loved it from the start. And,
but Aidan listened to the album, no?
And, yeah.
He did.
He did. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you guys, I'm going to pick it because I think it's going to change your mind by listening to the album. And I was right for once.
You were. You literally...
I'm right 10% of the time. Oh,
10%, that's a good statistic.
My 50th album. I'm right 1 out of 50 times.
2% of the time.
Yeah, there you go.
2% of the time. That's good. That's good odds.
I like those odds.
I'd run that on a roulette table. 2%, you say? All in.
Basically guaranteed.
Slides all chips over.
No, sorry, Will. Go. What's your next
Did you do your thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yes,
I did.
done it.
It was a double thumbs up.
I will... I'm not sure if they've done the picture right on this, just to warn you, because I did it midway through and changed it. So it might look shit. But the next album, which I've just forgotten what it is Sweet Tooth by Mom Jeans. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. And it's a pretty blurry picture, but I could not get a better picture.
That's ass. That's ass, baby.
I've heard a couple of songs from this already, as Aidan showed me.
I've just been listening to them a lot, and I think that it's like a pretty upbeat album. I don't know.
Sweet Tooth who?
Sweet Tooth is the album by Mom Jeans.
Oh, Mom Jeans.
Spell M-O-M.
Yeah, I got it.
Are we gonna get fucking banned for that?
Oh, it's a short one.
It's short.
Probably next Thursday, we'll say, will be the next time, but subject to change.
Yeah, we're gonna try and make it next Thursday around about the same time.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
We'll leave it there, shall we?
High five.
Joe, give us a fact.
What? Oh, did you know that the little sugar coating around jelly beans is insect shit?
Not sure I believe that.
All right.
It's a fact!
We said it's a fact. It's a fact. It's gotta be.
What the fuck have you read that, Joe?
Game's a game, Will. That's a fact.
69 facts you'll only appreciate
Nice.
if you're gay. As you're immature as I am.